Hello, BookTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and I have a good old-fashioned book haul for you today. I have been doing some serious book shopping over the past week, well, last week, because I went to 3 different library book sales. There was even another one that I could have gone to that I skipped on a different day of the week, but I had spent enough gas and enough money and filled up enough carloads to have enough to deal with for quite some time. So I'm happy to say, though, that I have already listed some of what I bought on eBay. I did buy quite a bit to resell. I bought quite a bit of children's books to put in our little free library downtown, and several to give away to friends. I got some things that our friends are looking for, but I did get some for me to keep. So that's what I'm going to show you today, and I am excited to bring them to you. So I have quite a few cozy mysteries. I have some romances, a couple of nonfiction, and some fiction, some middle grade, some children's, and let's just get started. So just to quickly tell you a little bit about where I went and how much I got. I want to try not to ramble too much because I've already started this over because I spent about 10 minutes talking about all the stuff that I did, and I'm thinking, that is too much. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all just want to get to the books. So I did go to 2 of the 3 sales were fill a bag, fill a box situations, and I love that kind of sale, especially if I'm getting things to put in our little free library, or getting books that are not, of huge value, but books that I can lot up together with others to list on eBay. And so I love that type of sale. And so I went to 2 of those. The first one last Monday, August 1st, was fill a box for $5. And that was the 3rd day of the sale. They do have individually priced books on the first 2 days. And then the 3rd day is fill a box for $5. The next sale I went to was last Thursday. And that was fill a bag for $3. Not just a little plastic shopping bag, but you could fill a full-size reusable shopping bag, and I had 5 of those that I filled. One of them was, or no, was it 4? 5, yeah, 5 bags. One of them was oversized, not quite as big as an IKEA bag, but I did give them an extra $1 for that one. So I spent $16 at the second sale. I spent $15 at the first sale and bought 3 boxes of books for $5 a box. And then, oh, and I'll show you a picture because I did take a little bit of footage for someday when I ever do another reseller video. Here's a picture of the boxes of books in my car before I unloaded them. So then the next sale was on Thursday, and that was 5 bags of books. Now, you might can see in the back behind there is a whole bunch of boxes, because on the way to the sale, I stopped at a 7-Eleven to get gas, and they had just restocked a bunch of merchandise and had a bunch of smallish boxes that are great for eBay selling. They're great. They're just great sizes for the stuff that I sell. So I asked if I could have those, and they said, of course. And, I saved them a few trips out to the dumpster. So that was exciting. And then the next day, I decided to go even venture farther out. And I went to the city of Ocala, which is a couple hours from me. But I had never been to a library book sale there. And I didn't really plan my time well. I thought I was going to get there in plenty of time. And I kind of goofed around, stopped a couple of other places, didn't end up getting there early enough, so I really only had like 20 minutes to shop. But I did find a few things to resell, and I have already listed some of the stuff that I bought there. I only spent maybe like $3.75 at that sale. But there was a bookstore within a mile of there that was still open when I left the library sale, and I found a couple of books there that I had been looking for myself. So you will see those today in this haul. So let's get started. Now, I picked up a lot of children's books, a few things for Emily, and for our little free library downtown. A lot of this kind of stuff is what I will put and have already put down in the little free library. Now, if I find children's books that I think are collectible or of any particular character that sells well, I will lot those up and sell them, and I did buy quite a few. This is one, though, I'm going to keep myself because I was at Dollar Tree not too long ago, and I found this book. This is called the Pooh Sticks game. And this is, actually that was the back, I think that's the front. And then I found this one. This is the case of the Stickity Sticks. Well, I don't know who started calling it Stickity Sticks. If you've ever watched the old Pooh videos, maybe in the new Pooh, they call them Stickity Sticks. But anyway, Pooh Sticks is what they called it, you know, from my memory. And as a Disney performer, I have played Pooh Sticks on set and enjoyed it. So if you've ever been to Disney Hollywood Studios, Disney MGM Studios way back in the day, and you saw any Pooh characters playing Pooh Sticks, I might have been there. Anyway, I got these to keep because I just think that's adorable and it's a fun memory for me. This one I might sell, but I'm going to read it to Emily first. We've got 2 or 3 of these. We don't have the whole set or anything, but definitely this is in good shape and I think would resell very nicely. This is number 17 of the Disney series. This one is Rhymes and Riddles, Gags and Giggles. And I don't know what year these were published. Let's see. 1983 is what this one says. So, we've got a couple of them that are not in good shape, that are really not worth reselling, and I may just put that with them. I don't know. I need to go through Emily's books and see if, you know, I know she's got too many books. I know I have too many books. We have too many books here. You know, I feel it's almost like heresy to say that, but we do have books that we could get rid of, but I'm not going to start going through Emily's books until I get a handle on what I've got in the garage to resell. But at the same Dollar Tree haul, I think I picked this one up, the Aristocats, and I got this for Emily because she does love to watch the Aristocats movie. I always loved the Aristocats, and that'll be fun to have. And then I found this one at one of the fill-a-box sales, and I had to get it because I love the Irwins. I follow Bendy on Instagram, and my daughter Katie has a crush on her brother, too, so I was showing her this because this has some family pictures in it of when they were pretty young. But anyway, I might eventually list this to resell, but I'm going to read it first because it just looks fun, and I just enjoy reading about the Irwins and watching them on TV and all of that. So then another children's book I got is Skylark by Patricia Mclaughlin. This is book 2 in the Sarah Plain and Tall trilogy. I'm pretty sure I have a copy of Caleb's Story, which is book 3, and I know I have a copy of Sarah Plain and Tall, and I don't think I had a copy of Skylark. So I picked that up just to put that on my shelves. And at that bookstore I went to, one of the books I found, this was just right on the end of a shelf, and I was like, oh, I've been looking for this everywhere. This is Raxo and the Rats of Nim by Jane Leslie Conley, book 2 in the Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of Nim trilogy. I read this last year, and I read the 3rd book, and enjoyed them. They're not as good as Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of Nim. Jane Leslie Conley is Robert C. O'Brien's daughter, so she finished out the stories and you know, wrote those 2 as sequels to Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of Nim. I loved Mrs. Frisby as a kid. Loved it. And I enjoyed these. So anyway, I didn't have my own copy of Raxo, and I wanted to get that. The other one I got there is a romance, so I'll get to that in a little bit. And another children's book I got, I hesitate to call this a children's book. I would not impugn any child to read this, but this is the very first Newbery winner. I hesitated to get it because I've read it before and I didn't love it, but I still have a video to do eventually of the 20s, and since this is the very first one, this was The Story of Mankind. It is by Hendrik Wilhelm van Loon, and it took me a long time to get through this book. And this one says that it is updated in a new version. I'm pretty sure the version I read was an old version, and I didn't love it. I did learn a lot about world history, but it's definitely written from a worldview perspective. The author definitely has bought into, you know, evolution and all of that. It's not a biblical view of the creation and all of that. But if you know that going in, then, you know, it's not a huge disappointment. I didn't know that going in, but I didn't really know what to expect. Actually, what I expected was that all Newbery winners were fiction. When I ordered this, I thought I was going to be getting a fiction book. No. This is complete nonfiction. And, well, there's a little fiction in here. as far as I'm concerned. But that's my opinion. Okay, so then the rest, I think, well, hold on. Okay, the rest are not children's books, but I'm going to show you two more that kind of look like children's books from the cover. So I'll go ahead and show you these next before we get into the other more traditional books. So this is a book of poetry. It is Precious Moments Meditation, and the poems are by Helen Steiner Rice. And I picked this up because I'm always drawn to anything Precious Moments. My daughter Emily loves Little Sparrow, which is a Precious Moments video. It's kind of a Thanksgiving theme. And she loves other Precious Moments things too, but especially Little Sparrow. And I just thought I would go ahead and pick this up. As it turns out, it's a beautiful book. It's got this, the end papers are kind of like a homemade paper. And the poetry looks really nice, and the artwork is beautiful. So I will probably read this. I might even read it to Emily and then perhaps list it in my eBay store or give it as a gift. It's a beautiful book in beautiful condition. And same for this one. I'm definitely going to read this first before I decide if I'm going to sell it or keep it. This is Disney Poster, and basically it is animated movie posters, and it goes all the way back to the earliest movies and all the way to like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. So it is really cool. There's a little bit of text, but it's mostly just the movie posters, and I definitely want to take a closer look at that before I decide if it's leaving my house. It may not leave my house. It may stay in my house. And now I don't know what to do next. I've got cozy mysteries. I've got some general fiction. I've got some romance. And a couple of nonfiction. Well, let me just go and do the nonfiction since those were nonfiction. Let me show you the rest of that. I don't know if I've done a book haul since I was invited to come and take books for free that were left over from an estate sale here in my town. It's been a few weeks ago now, and as I was sorting through those books, I found this. It's not in great shape. The cover has some damage, but I used to love to watch the Lawrence Welk Show with my mom and my grandma. And this is called My America, Your America by Lawrence Welk. And his co-writer was Bernice McGeehan. And it's got some really neat pictures. I think it's a fold-out picture. I got to show you this. This is the coolest. I never got to see Lawrence Welk in color because we only had black and white TV. And so this is amazing right here. And I grew up in a little town in southeast Oklahoma. And our county seat town was Durant, Oklahoma. And Gail Farrell, who was a regular on the Lawrence Welk Show, was from Durant. And I think she had even taken dance class with my dad's younger cousin. So we always wanted, you know, my mom and my grandma always wanted to see what Gail Farrell was doing, and I always enjoyed watching Bobby and Sissy, whatever their dance number was, and just all the things. I loved the Lawrence Welk Show. So I am excited to read that at some point. And then at one of the sales, I think it was the Philip Bag sale, I found this right near the end. I was almost done. And this was mixed in with the fiction because I didn't really look that close at the nonfiction. I did some, but this was in with the fiction, and I'm glad I found it. Boy Wonder, My Life in Tights by Burt Ward. This is this memoir of Burt Ward, who was the original Robin from the classic Batman series, and I'm so excited to find that. I think that's going to be a fun read. And then, not sure which sale I got these, but I picked up a couple more Larry Mcmurtry books. I got The Last Kind Words Saloon, and I don't know anything about this one, but I got this, and then I was just down at our little free library the other day, and there's a copy of it in there too. So I could have saved myself the trouble of getting this one, but it's fine. That one will be there for someone else. This one I picked up, the cover is getting shredded, but that's just the library plastic. So I'm going to carefully remove the rest of that, and then I'll just have a book that's, you know, has a stuss jacket without this library cover. Anyway, this is The Wandering Hill by Larry Mcmurtry. And I have been, you know, picking up Larry Mcmurtry books ever since reading Lonesome Dove and that whole series, and also his memoir called Books. And I've read a few others that I haven't liked as well, but I just want to go ahead and read as many Larry Mcmurtry books as I can, because I think that, you know, I'm going to enjoy them. So then let me go ahead and do the rest of the fiction before I get into the mysteries and the romance. I have seen these on audio somewhere. Maybe when RB Digital was still a thing, and then they ended up merging with Overdrive, and now I'm not even sure if they're on there at all. But anyway, there is a series of these Star Wars books. They're by different authors. There's only 3 or 4 of them. This one is by Adam Gidwitz, So You Want to Be a Jedi, and it is, it's just, you know, a Star Wars book. So I saw it there. That was the only one of the series that I found, but I thought I'd go ahead and grab it. I also got a Jennifer Chivarini book, Enchantress of Numbers. I think other than the Elm Creek Quilt series, all of her other books are historical, and I don't know anything about this one, but I went ahead and picked it up. And then this one is Civil War era fiction. I don't know anything about it, but I do enjoy reading books from that era. Well, I mean, about that era. Mrs. Lee and Mrs. Gray by Dorothy Love. I'm not even sure where I picked this up. And then at that trip, did I tell you about going to Dollar Tree? I don't remember if that was in the part that I deleted or if I actually told you about going to Dollar Tree. I found this by Laura Bradford. This is Portrait of a Sister, and I think this is just Amish fiction. It might be a romance, but I don't think it's a mystery. So, of course, Laura Bradford has written the Amish Cozy Mystery series, as well as some other Cozy Mystery series, like she wrote under a different name, the Southern Sewing Circle, and she has the Emergency Dessert Squad. But anyway, I saw this and I thought, oh, I'm going to get that. It was $1 at Dollar Tree. And then I found at one of the sales, this is a book by Delia Parr. I've read one of her trilogies, and anytime I see anything else by her, I grab it. I don't even know what series this is from, or if it's from a series, or if it's a standalone, but it's called Sunrise. Delia Parr is a Christian author, and I very much enjoyed the trilogy that I read by her. My sister and I read it sort of together, although she read ahead of me, but I can't even think of the name of that now, but Candlewood, I think, trilogy. Anyway, that was really good. So I got that, and I think the rest are, let me just go on into romances. We'll save the cozy mysteries and the mysteries for the end. So I have actually not only been to some book sales, but I even bought some books on eBay. I figured if I'm going to sell books on eBay, I may as well throw some support to some other eBay sellers. And I am getting ready to read another one of the love-inspired suspense canine series, mainly because I can get these on audio, but I wanted to go ahead and have the physical copies. I only had 2 left that I needed, and the first book, I did have it in here, now I don't know what I did with it. The first book is called Guardian, and I think it's by Terry Reid. I can show you a picture here. So these are all on audio on Hoopla, but I did not have books 2 and 4. So I found a lot of 6 books that someone was selling on eBay that included books 2 and 4, and then some other random love-inspired suspense books that I will possibly read or possibly add to my others that I'm listing on eBay. But book 2 is Sheriff by Laura Scott, and book 4 is Bounty Hunter by Lynette Eason. I spent a total of like $6 or $7 on the 6 books, so that's still cheaper than I could go and buy these at my local bookstore. At my bookstore, they are half off the retail, which is usually about $4. These are listed at $5.99, so they would have probably been $3. And then I picked these up at one of the sales because I may already have one of these. I have a book of, okay, let me backtrack a minute. When I was reading the Jody Thomas, oh, okay, hold on one second. I gotta preface this even more. Okay. So some of y'all may remember a couple years ago when I was reading the Harmony series by Jody Thomas. Now, I was drawn to those books because of the covers, and I have collected them all in paperback. And I'm keeping them because I love the covers, I loved the books, I thought they were great, and I decided that I would keep those. So I was at the sale, the Philip Box sale, and I started noticing some Jody Thomas hardcovers, and I started picking them up, and I brought them home. This is almost the entire Harmony series in beautiful hardcover editions. They're all the same size. They're not library copies. There's no stickers. There's no stamps on the pages. They're just beautiful books. And I think it's a 9-book series, books 1 through 8 plus a prequel. And I've got 7 here. So almost all but 2. Well, I have all but 2. And I think I may have to find a place for these on my favorites shelf somewhere and let my paperbacks go because I want these. I ended up, I didn't even look to see which ones were which, but if I found a Jody Thomas hardcover, I just put it in my box. And I ended up getting 15 books by Jody Thomas in hardcover. There's one that's like an anthology with some different authors, and then most of the others are from her Ransom Canyon series, which I read. I listened to on audio, and I didn't love that series as much as the Harmony series, but I'll probably let those go. But then I started seeing a bunch of hardcovers by Linda Lael Miller, which I've never read, but they were the same condition, and I thought, probably the same person donated all of these. And I thought, if I have room in my boxes for these books, I'm going to get them too. Not so much to read, but because they're just beautiful. And, you know, I don't know what they do with the books after the sale, but I thought there probably is some resale value in these. And so I did. I made room for them in my 3 boxes of books. And so I ended up bringing home 15 Jody Thomas hardcovers and 18 Linda Lael Miller hardcovers, all in this beautiful condition. They're not library rejects. You know, they're not weeded out of the library. They don't have a lot of wear and tear. They're just in great condition. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, I'm probably going to keep these. So I said all that to say, when I was reading the Harmony series, there is a novella that is in a book. I don't know if it ever came out in hardcover, but I have a paperback of it. It's a book like 8.5 of the Harmony series, and then it's got 3 other novellas by different authors. And one of them was a novella from the Dare Island series by Virginia Cantra. So at some point in my dollar store, Dollar General, I found one of these Virginia Cantra books from the Dare Island series, and I bought it. And it may be one of these. I'm not even sure how many books are in the series. But because I couldn't remember and I didn't have time to look it up, I just went ahead and grabbed these. And so hopefully it's not the same one. I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy these, but we'll see. You know, these may be steamier than my taste. I feel like when the Audible Escape package was still going, that I listened to another book by her, and it was pretty racy. But it maybe is one of the other authors. There were a total of 4 authors in that same book. So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I got those. And so now that's how that related back to Jody Thomas. All right. A few other books I picked up while I was at one of the sales. I got this book by Emily March. I still have not started this series. I have read the original Callahan Brothers series that led into the Angel Falls series. I don't even know what it's called now. Eternity Springs. Yeah. So I haven't started Eternity Springs yet, but this is kind of a spin-off series from the original Eternity Springs, and this is Boone, and the series is The McBrides of Texas. So I knew I didn't have this one. I think I have the one called Jackson. I'm not sure how many there are of these that are named after a character. but I went ahead and grabbed that. I have heard a few good things about Debbie Mason. I don't know a lot of people who have read them, but this is an ARC, so I can't resell it, but I thought, well, I can either read it or put it in a little free library. It's called Barefoot Beach. Have any of you ever read Debbie Mason? You know, do y'all think that she writes stories that I would like? Let me know. And then I got the last one of an Amish series that I've been collecting, and this is the only one I didn't have. I can't remember now what number it is, but it's by Allison Stone, and I don't even know the name of the series, but it's an Amish series, and I just remembered I needed the one with the target on the front. This is plain cover-up. I think Donna from Studio in the Library has read one or two of these, and I have all of them now, Donna, so I'm going to try to get started on those, maybe next year for Amish in April. And then speaking of Amish books, I've got a couple more here. A couple of years ago, one of my subscribers sent me an Amish book by Marta Perry, and I have not read it yet. In fact, I just went to the shelf to see the title of it because I couldn't remember for sure. And I think it was May Olson who sent it to me, and now I've already forgotten what the title is. Let me see if I can see it here. It is... Amish, it's called Amish Outsider. So it turns out it's the first book in what I think is a duology. There may be a trilogy. And I knew that it was an Amish book by Marta Perry. And so I just grabbed this one. I was pretty sure this wasn't the same one. And it's not. This is book 2 of the same series. So Amish Protector. And so I'm excited to have that. And then I had seen this, I think this was on Audible Escape, and I never got to it. And maybe on Hoopla on audio, but it's called Belle. Can't really see it for the library tag. I think that's removable. It's an Amish retelling of Beauty and the Beast by Sarah Price. Have any of you guys ever read this? I'm excited to check this out. I think that'll be fun. And then this is kind of a romance if you consider cheating and affairs a romance. But I've read this. I got this from my mother-in-law because I had given her the first book and the third book of the Cuba saga by Chanel Cleaton last year for Christmas. And even though this is my least favorite, it was at one of the sales, and I thought I'm just going to go ahead and grab it. I'll give it to her to kind of help complete her set. And, you know, I'll go ahead and pass it on to her. Okay, before I get into the cozy mysteries, I picked up a couple of mysteries that I've read before, but they're beautiful hardcover editions, and I just couldn't pass them up. These are from the Jane Whitefield series by Thomas Perry, which I think I would like to reread again. I think this is book 2, Dance for the Dead, and this is one of, like, book 7 or 8. It's farther down in the series, Poison Flower. So, anyway, I looked around to see if there were any more, and I only found these 2. They're not quite the same size, but that's okay. Anyway, I used to have a copy of the first one in paperback, and I think I gave it to someone, which is fine. But if I ever find more of these in hardcover, I might go ahead and grab them just to have them on my shelves. All right, before I get into the cozy mysteries I'm keeping, let me show you a couple that I picked up that I'm not sure about, and maybe you know about these. One is an Annie's book, and I feel like somebody from the Killing Time with Cozies group has read something from this series. It is the Antique Shop Mysteries. I didn't even look to see what number this is. Framed for Life. I feel like maybe it was Storm from Storm Reads. Storm, if you're watching this, have you read anything from this series? This one is by... because they're all from different authors. Christy Hull. And then this is a guidepost book from a series that I had not heard of. Secrets of Wayfarer's Inn by Kathleen Ibarbo. River of Life. So I don't know if I want to get started on any more Guidepost or Annie series, because I have collected several of their series and have only started reading, the only Guidepost series I've started reading is the Patchwork Mysteries, and I'm having a hard time getting through those very quickly. So I'm hesitant to start another series or start collecting another series, so I may let these go. But if you've read anything from either of those series, let me know. This is also a Guidepost series that I'm up in the air about keeping or not. I only have maybe 3 or 4 from the series. This is from the Mystery and the Minister's Wife series. It's called Into the Wilderness by Tracy Dupree. And I don't know what number this is. It's not written in here. But yeah. I think I have the first one of that series, so I may try to at least read the first one. And if either of these happen to be the first one, I might read the first one, you know, just to see. But if they're way down in the series, I'll probably let them go. This is another Annie series that I've been collecting, and I have almost all of these. I found this at my library. I noticed that my local library has weeded out a few of these, and so I was able to get a few that I did not have. And this is Wild Things by Karen Kelly. This is from the original Annie's Attic Mysteries, and I don't know what number this is, but it's got the, you know, library stamps on it. I think I can remove the stickers. They're under the plastic covering. But anyway, it's fine. And then I've got some paperback Cozy Mysteries. I may have shown you these. I feel like I've done a book haul since I went to a library bookstore up in Orlando. But in case I didn't show you these, I'll show them to you again. Thread on Arrival by Leah Waite. And this is from the mainly Needlepoint mystery series. And then this one is a handicrafted mystery by Holly Quinn, and it's called A Crafter Knits a Clue. And since I'm showing you crafting mysteries, let me show you a quick yarn haul. All right, so this first thing I'm going to show you is one that Katie purchased. She wanted me to teach her how to knit, but I said, let's start with something small. But she saw these at Michael's, and she's like, oh, it looks like you can make a whole afghan just with one of these. I want to get that. I want to learn how to knit, and I want to knit this afghan, or blanket, or whatever you want to call them. So I said, okay, you can go ahead and buy it, but let's start with something smaller. So we're still making the dishcloth. It's like a year and a half later. So she was cleaning out her closet the other day, and she brought this in here to me, and she's like, Mom, would you make this? And so it's a Yarnspirations Karen Anniversary Cake. That's what this yarn ball is called. It is like 2.5 pounds of yarn. So I started looking at the label. It's got a pattern here for, you know, the instructions for how to make a particular afghan. And here is the, I think this is what it looks like. But I realized it takes 2 balls. Well, they don't sell this anymore. If they do sell it, it's seasonal. So I looked on eBay, and most of these are like, you know, $30 to $50. I did make an offer, and I was able to get a couple dollars off on one that is not exactly the same color, but they recommend using 2 contrasting colors. But this has enough similarities and enough differences that I think it'll be fine, because you're supposed to alternate as you go along. Anyway, I haven't even opened this yet, but I will open this, and so you can see the colors a little bit better. The original one that she bought is called Grape Gala, and this one is just called Grape. And the Grape Gala has a little bit of turquoise blue in it, and the Grape just has different shades of lavender and purple. So anyway, I have started this. I cast on, and I did a few rows, but I just have the knitting needles I own are mostly ones that were my mom's, and I can't find her gauge to see what size these are, and I think these are a size too small, because I don't think this is really as wide as it's supposed to be, even if you stretched it out. So I'm not going to go any farther on this until I either get some needles that are the right size, or get a gauge to see if these are the right size or not. And then I'll go forward from there. But I always enjoy when, like, sometimes, like Sarah, when she's on a live stream, she's knitting, you know, or different people are doing different kinds of handwork, and I thought this would be fun to have something to do with my hands while I'm, you know, on a live stream, or even just watching a live stream or something like that. So that's kind of my plan with that. Okay, moving on. I've got a few more Cozy Mysteries to show you. I have Death of an English Muffin by Victoria Hamilton. This is one of the Vintage Kitchen. No, this is the Mary Muffin mystery. I was thinking this was Vintage Kitchen, which I've been reading. I don't know if I want to read the Mary Muffin mysteries. I don't know. I've got enough series going, so maybe I'll put that in my eBay store. I keep hearing about this one, and so I thought I would just go ahead and pick it up. Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. It's book 1 in the Bake Shop Mysteries, and it's kind of faded on the back, so probably not one that I would try to resell, but I'll let it hang around for a while and see if I want to read it. This is one I've already read, but I would like to read more in the series. Murder at the Mystery Suite by Ellery Adams. This is book 1 in the Book Retreat Mystery Series. So I didn't own any of those, and it's in really good shape, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. And then a series that I have been loving. I have read 2 of them now, and the first book is for my mystery book club, which we're discussing it tomorrow. As right now, as I'm filming this, it's a Wednesday, so we meet tomorrow, and I don't even know what number this is, but the series is Mrs. Paulifx by Dorothy Gilman, and I love it. I love the first one. The second one was great, and I can't wait to read more. I don't know what number this is. I think I said that already. This is Mrs. Paulifx and the Whirling Dervish, so I had to grab it. And I think that is everything that I want to show you for now. So thank you so much for watching. If you have read any of these books and you want to chat about them in the comments, please let's do that. And I hope to be back soon with another video. I hope to be back soon with some eBay related videos. I keep saying I'm going to do that, and I haven't, and now I've got a bunch of footage on my phone that I need to kind of throw together and make some sense of it and put it out there for any of you who are interested. And I don't know. We'll see what comes. We'll see what comes next. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.